What's good, y'all? It's your boy KCB. We're back at it. We got another one today. I've been getting a lot of comments on how to do beat structure, so we're going to go ahead and make a video on that today. We're going to look at a few different ways to structure beats for artists like Travis Scott. We're going to do like Kendrick Lamar, like maybe Moneybagg Yo, older artists like Andre Nicotina, just really different styles of artists and kind of how they like to flow on their beats. And so we're gonna go over quite a few different things, but the first type of structure, this is pretty much what I make most of my beats like. If I'm not really sure who I'm sending this beat to, then I'll usually structure it this one specific way, and we'll get into some of the other types there. So this first way, so of course first make your beat, get your melodies right, your drums right, get all that right, and then from there, the way I like to do it is, so once I have everything all mapped out there, my channel rack, I always do the split channel. Like if you go up here, you right click, this won't all be there, but you do split by channel, and then it'll separate it, so you'll have everything there. Then I'll usually just kind of take everything, stretch it out, maybe like 32, 48 bars or so, and then I'll start kind of structuring it the way I like. So this is the first way that I would say probably one of the most common ways to structure beats. This is usually how I do it. So what I like to do is, so I'll usually have like two different sections or two different melodies or instruments to where you can kind of see a difference between like the hook and verse. So for this first way, I like to do like a little bit of an intro, usually just 8 bar, nothing too long. We're going to show with some of the other structures, you're going to do some longer intros, but so I usually do about like a okay, so I usually do like a 8 bar intro that's going to go into a 16 bar, usually where I would say like a hook would be, or it could be a verse, whatever the artist wants to do. But the way I'll usually do it is, so I'll have my intro here, my tag and all that, and then I will generally have where that first little 16 bar part is, pretty much you're gonna have everything. You're gonna have all your drums, all your melodies, everything you want to hear, you're gonna have right there. So like in this section, I pretty much have everything that I would have, all my drums going, my melodies going, all of that. Then I usually do somewhat of a transition, so like, or a drop, so like I kind of cut the ends here, leave the 808, so it's kind of like a drop into a 24 bar section here. Now the 24 bar section, usually you'll have like one melody playing. It'll be maybe a little bit quieter than the full section here, and then I'll have less drums too. So like you can see with this section, we have kick pretty much going all the way through the beat, but then we have clap going through the beat. But in here, like, we don't have a snare in this one section, we don't have some of the other hat in this section, and then I leave some space where the 808 is going to come back in. So in this 24 bar section, this is usually going to be where you might have a verse, so you want to leave a lot of space for the artist to use their verse. And so what we're going to do is, so then I pretty much do that. So I got a 8 bar intro to a 16 bar, like where the hook would be, into a 24 bar, like where the verse would be, or you can do like a 16 bar and then like an 8 bar bridge back into the hook. I usually put, like, I put a reverse hat here, I put a transition back into the hook, because you always want to add things where the listener can hear that it's a different part of the beat. And so yeah, we do that back into the 16 bar, then to the 24 bar again, and then I usually have like an 8 to 16 bar outro, where I usually have, like, you can see just the kick, the clap, the 808, the melody, and then it ends on just the 808 and the melody playing, and I just kind of let it play out. So quickest way to do this structure is, so I'll map it out, have my 16 bar to my 24 bar, just go ahead and duplicate that. You'll duplicate it, and then I'll make the end of the outro there. So let's go ahead and listen to what this beat structure would sound like.
Kyle, cook this beat.
So you'd see, you know, that's going to lead back up into the hook again, and you can really hear the difference between, you know, like this section here and then this section. So there's just not as much going on in this section, so it's going to give the artist a lot of room for their verse. And you know, it always depends on, like, you know, who you're working with. They might want to do it a little bit different. I mean, usually the best way to structure a beat is if you're there with an artist, make it with him. But these styles are going to be if you don't really know, if you're just kind of sending beats out. So so you have, yeah, that 16 bar to the 24 bar, and then we'll let you hear the outro there. So it'll be kind of like it's going back into the 16, but it goes to the outro. So. So yeah, so that's the most basic beat structure that I pretty much always do if I don't really know who I'm sending it to. I'll structure my beat like that usually. It's my favorite. You can always add, you know, different things to it to kind of mix it up a little bit, but that's just a really basic one. Then we're going to go ahead and look at one that would be for, you know, maybe like Travis Scott, or this is going to be specifically for an artist that vocalizes a lot, and it's going to have a section where you're going to have some drums coming in, but there's a lot of space for the artist to kind of do what they want on it. So yeah, like Travis Scott, somebody that just vocalizes a lot on the beat, and you're not really sure what they're going to add to it. This is a beat where you just leave them a lot of space, you know, for the harmony and everything. So so for this one here, so I have a melody here, I have a bass that kind of comes in, then I have the drums start coming in, then I have like a little bit of vocals here, and then there's only one section, one 24 bar section where all of the drums are playing, and then it cuts to where pretty much only the clap and the melodies are playing. So once again, like, this might sound a little bit weird when you're making the beat, but you have to just kind of think about, you know, an artist using their own vocals, you know, and singing on a beat like this, or they might, you know, kind of chop part of it and kind of do their own thing. So this is going to be really a different style of beat. I wouldn't just make this type of structure for any artist. I would really just do it for artists that just like to vocalize a lot on beats. So for this one here, play it a little bit so you guys can hear what I'm talking about here. So. And this is one too where, like, the intros, you can have longer, you can have 16 or 24 bar into where the drums to come in to where they cut out a little bit, and then like with this one with the outro, you know, it's like 24 bar as well. So this is just a lot different than the other structure that we just looked at. So let's go ahead and listen to it, and you can see the difference between this and the other one.
Kyle, cook this beat.
Sully.
Alright, so you guys can see how that's way different from the other one because there's just way more space in this beat for the artist to kind of do whatever they want and vocalize. So that's going to be for, yeah, a lot of artists that like to just sing, or they like to kind of do kind of their own thing on the beat. I mean, some artists, they don't want you to put too much in there because they want to have their own sections in the beat. And so that's what, you know, a beat like this is for. So that's great for those artists. Next, we're going to look at a beat that this could be. I mean, a lot of artists use these type of beats for. This is kind of just a beat where like they're just gonna go off on it. Like some artists will just flow like through a whole entire beat, and so this is gonna be that style. Like I mean, just the main one off the top of my head is like T Grizzly. Like he doesn't even have hooks on a lot of his songs. He just flows through the entire song. So this is going to be what this the beat structure is like. So this one's going to be pretty easy in terms of how to actually structure it. Like you see, we have the kick going all the way through here. We have the clap going all the way through here. We have hats going all the way through, but I did put some sections where like hats are coming in a lot faster because you still want to do things to make different sections in a beat like this. So like we have a bass going through, we have the melody going through, both melodies going the whole way through. Then I have two sections right before the hat comes in, just where there's some open hat. So this is a beat where you can almost just map everything out and just take a couple things away out of one or two sections. Like I'm only doing about an 8-bar section, and then it goes into a 16. So this is one where an artist can just kind of rap through the entire beat, do whatever flow they want through it. They can even make their own sections in the beat where they might place a hook. So this is going to be a beat where yeah, if artists just want to kind of flow through it all, they can do that a lot easier with it. We're still doing the 8-bar intro here. We do have some snare, and then the melodies coming in, and then pretty much all the drums kick in, go all the way through, except we have two little sections here where I have some faster hats coming in, just so it feels like a little bit of a different section in the song. But this is going to give the artist just a lot of room to kind of do what they want on it. With this beat here. So this is pretty easy structure here. Let's go ahead and listen to it.
Kyle cooked this beat.
You see how that section with just the hats coming in way faster, that just feels like a different section, even though it's almost the same beat. It just has one little thing added to it. So and then we have kind of just going to the outro still, but the outro, even like, you know, it's not like the other beat structure where I leave like only the melody. It's still pretty much playing almost everything through except the bass. So the end is just like. So yeah, so you can see just pretty much plays all the way out. So this is really for an artist that just wants to flow on the whole thing. They don't really want to have a bunch of different sections and all that. They just want to get in the booth and just go for it. So this is a great type of beat for something like that. So yeah, you pretty much just map out all your drums and just take a couple sections away to where it sounds at least a little bit different than the beat playing all the way through, and that'll just give the artist the option to kind of do what they want on a beat like that. The last one we're going to look at is a beat I made. It's really like it's a Kendrick beat. This is going to be for just a special artist because like Kendrick, I mean, you know, his style was incredible. So this is going to be something where it's going to be, I mean, a more, I guess I would say a more advanced beat structure here, because this is like essentially two beats. Like I made two different beats and then put them together. So this is really only going to be for an artist that is just unique and can go on multiple beats, to where they can even kind of link them together. You're going to do part of the work too, of course, with transitions, but this is something where this is gonna just make it, you know, really creative beat. A lot of different artists, like I wouldn't make this for a lot of different artists unless they wanted it, just because it is so different from other beat structures. But like we can see, so I have one beat going here that goes about, what was that, about 30, right around, yeah, 28, about 28 bars. And then I have transitions that go into another beat. It goes for what, about 32 bars, and then it goes kind of back into another beat, or it's pretty much this beat, but it's has a little bit less to it, and it's about, what is that, 32, a little over 32 bars. And then this one doesn't have much of an outro either. This one is going to be, like I said, I just want to show you guys how to do a structure like this, but this is not something I would just make and send out to just anybody. You know, if you're working with specific artists that like beats like this, and you can do it. But this is kind of just the last one I want to show you guys, just see how crazy you can get with structuring. So let's see.
Kyle cook this beat.
Yeah, so that's, I mean, obviously way different than all the other structures we looked at. Once again, this is only going to be for very specific artists. I wouldn't do this for everybody, but it just kind of shows you guys how crazy you can get with your structures. So those are the most common ways that I structure beats for various artists. I mean, most of those structures should work for just about any artist. Of course, like I said, the best way to normally do a beat is if you're with an artist. You guys can kind of work on it and produce the track together. But this is, you know, nowadays we're in the age where most people are just sending beats out or just putting them out on their beat store. So that's how I would do those beats for those various artists. So we did kind of a basic one where it kind of covers the majority of artists. We did one that's kind of like, you know, style 4, someone that likes to vocalize and sing a lot on the beats. We did a beat that has for, you know, someone that just wants to flow and just go hard on the whole entire beat. And then we have another beat structure that is really a special, unique beat that has almost 2 to 3 beats mixed into one. So that's 4 ways to structure your beats right there. If you guys have any other questions or anything like that, comment down below and I'll be glad to help out. So, you know, hope you guys like the video. If you guys need anything else, or, you know, you guys want to see some other type of videos, comment down below and just let me know. Also hit that sub, like, comment, all that. It's gonna be a lot more videos on the way. So till next time, y'all.